The new dangers of walk-in cosmetic procedures. A Dr. Oz undercover investigation. Thousands of women have been injured. Some have died. Is a real doctor even behind the mask? The 3 procedures you should never do. Plus, new information on microwave safety before you nuke tonight's dinner. Coming up next on Dr. Oz.
Would you ever undergo surgery for a serious medical procedure under the care of someone who's not a trained and licensed doctor? Whether they realize it or not, thousands of women are taking that risk when they undergo walk-in plastic surgery at trendy new medi-spas. Now, some have been injured. Some have even died. I'm so alarmed, I sent investigative reporter Elizabeth Leamy undercover to find out why.
Medi-spas have exploded in popularity, offering everything from facials and pedicures to more complex medical procedures like Botox, lasers, and liposuction. Women love the lower cost and convenience, but there's a dangerous downside. Regulation of medi-spas is sporadic, so we went to half a dozen Virginia medi-spas with our hidden cameras rolling.
Can I see the doctor today? He's only here on Thursdays. I can't see the doctor today.
He's not here today. He only comes in Tuesday mornings and Wednesday evenings.
The vast majority of states don't require doctors to be in the room or even in the building during sensitive laser and injection procedures, so some doctors simply rent out their names from afar. Don't let the white coat fool you. This medi-spa didn't have a doctor on staff at all.
So you're the doctor?
Actually, I'm not the doctor, I'm a technician.
Can I talk to the doctor later on?
We don't have a doctor anymore.
I just think it's outrageous.
Dermatologist Cheryl Burgess is so alarmed about medi-spas that she joined a task force that's writing regulations for them.
It's okay if it was your behind that they were working on, but they're working on your face. I would be concerned.
Even if you do get a doctor, they don't have to be a specialist in the procedures they're performing.
We are not dermatologists or plastic surgeons, we are just internists. Our medical director, he's a family practice physician.
So if specialists aren't performing these cosmetic procedures, who is?
Estheticians do lasers. Yep, estheticians do lasers. The doctor doesn't inject you. The nurse does. I see. Okay.
In the right hands, cosmetic procedures can tighten and slim, but in the wrong ones, they can blind, burn, even kill.
I went in initially with dark spots on my face and ended up with more spots than I started with.
I signed a consent form for a laser facial. Severely burned and left with nerve damage.
After getting liposuction at a medi-spa, April Jenkins died.
I pray and hope that no family will have to go through this ordeal.
She's not alone. Women in Florida, Maryland, Washington, and North Carolina have also died after going to medi-spas. Is the lower cost and convenience worth that risk? Today, what you really need to know.
Board-certified plastic surgeons, Drs. Terry Dubrow and Paul Nassif are here. They have a show on E! called Botched. And they're often at the other end of cosmetic procedures, correcting cosmetic surgeries that have gone wrong. So Dr. Nassif, what part of your busy practice is dealing with people who've had botched procedures at these so-called medi-spas?
Dr. Oz, it's about 5 to 10 patients per month, and one is too many. And what's happening, just as the piece we just saw, a lot of these women are being lured into these medi-spas, and they're going in blind, sometimes literally, as a matter of fact, and they don't even know the right questions to ask, such as, one, is it a certified or trained plastic surgeon, dermatologist, or maybe possibly a great nurse? What are the complications? What are the risks? What happens if there's a complication? How are you going to treat that? So this is why so many things are going wrong at medi-spas.
You may recognize Terry because he happens to be with his wife, who's one of the stars of the Real Housewives of Orange County, Heather Dubrow. If Heather wanted one of these procedures, what would you tell her?
I'd say you can go to a medi-spa and have a facial, have a massage, but these are serious medical procedures, and they're not to be done except in a doctor's office. They can go very wrong.
So Dr. Dubrow and Dr. Nassif say there are 3 procedures you should not have done in a medi-spa. These are very common ones: Botox, fillers, and laser. So, Terry, take it away. Talk about Botox first, if you don't mind, then maybe cover some of the fillers.
Yeah, so Botox is a serious medical procedure. When injected improperly, it can cause droopy eyelids, right? But that's temporary.
And let me show a picture of these droopy eyelids, just so you know what temporary might look like for a while. Because temporary is still 3 months, 4 months.
Yeah, it's a long time. But I mean, there are worse complications associated with it. If it's injected improperly in the neck, it can cause breathing problems, right? Swallowing problems, or it's been shown to cause death in certain patients.
Oh my.
Yeah. Filler is a huge problem. If that's injected improperly around the eye, it can cause blindness. And there are lots of cases of blindness that have been reported. It can also cause impairments in circulation in the skin and lead to death of skin, like in the nose.
Yeah, so this is an image of what blindness would look like. It's a terrible picture. Imagine having that because you wanted something filled in around your eye.
Yeah.
And then this issue of nose necrosis. I'd never heard of this before, but this is a picture of someone who actually had this filler injected, I guess, in the wrong spot.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting is, not interesting, but it's horrible, horrific. I have multiple patients every month that I see like this.
Multiple?
Multiple.
Yeah. And it can be irreversible. I mean, sometimes there are procedures you can do to help this, but this can lead to loss of the entire nose.
How about laser hair removal? That's a very common procedure offered.
Laser hair removal, it seems like a benign procedure, but if done improperly, it can lead to scarring or pigmentation problems. It needs to be done in a doctor's office under doctor supervision.
Let me show you an example. Just I picked this one because it's sort of easy to demonstrate. Because something that seems so simple, so obvious. I mean, you point the laser at the hair and you should be done. Let's look at the ideal scenario. You have a dark colored hair and light colored skin. Right? That's what a laser wants. A laser wants to be able to figure out what color it's going after. So you set the laser. Let's pretend this is my laser. It's aiming at a dark hair. You light it on fire and whoop, it knocks the hair out, hits the bulb down below, gets that shaft to be injured or die off, but doesn't affect the skin. See, if I try to take the laser and burn the skin, nothing happens. If I touch a hair, I get it again. I can go all day long doing this. It's pretty straightforward, but I never burn the skin around it. But what happens if this seemingly obvious and easy procedure to do is done in the wrong person? What if your skin is darker? Either because you were born that way or maybe you have a suntan. There are many reasons your skin could be darker. Now you have hair that's the same color, maybe in theory it should work, and so you go ahead and you try to burn this, but now all of a sudden the skin light's on fire. Now, you don't actually see this as a patient, but what you end up with is an area of skin that gets burnt, and when you look at the results of this in folks who've had laser procedures done inappropriately, it looks like this image. You see those blotches there, those colored areas? So Dr. Nassif, what's your advice? If you want to get laser hair removal, how do you avoid these kinds of catastrophes if you go see a boarded physician?
Well, first of all, like you mentioned, you have to see a board-certified physician to make sure it's a plastic surgeon or dermatologist. Now, in dark skin, what you can have sometimes is a patch test, where what they'll do is they'll laser a very small area on your skin, and then give it some time, whether it's 24 or 48 hours, to see how you react to it, to make sure you don't get a burn like that. Then if you don't, you want to proceed cautiously.
Terry, we've talked already about several different catastrophic complications of going to these medi-spas. Why are they not better regulated?
Well, it's the medical board of the individual state's responsibility to do this. But these fly under the radar. And they're cash-strapped states that don't have the resources to really regulate what's going on in these places. So you really want to ask the right questions. You really want to go to a doctor's office for a medical procedure.
So we reached out to the International Medical Spa Association to ask why medi-spas are not better regulated. And here's what they said in part. As with any medical procedure, it's important for patients to do their homework. View the medical office's website, ask for referrals, and research the risks involved. Dr. Nassif, are you happy with that response?
Absolutely not. They didn't answer the question. They mentioned about going to medical office websites. This is a medi-spa, so they completely avoided it.
Completely avoided. Here are my final thoughts. I'm going to echo what Dr. DeBro was saying. I think, first off, just to be clear about this, you walk into a medi-spa, you see a white lab jacket. That does not mean that they're a doctor. It just means they have a white jacket on. So you've got to ask the following questions before signing on that precious dotted line. What is the technician or doctor's training? You got to understand exactly why they can do what they're going to say they're going to do. How many procedures have they done? What are the complications of the procedure? And how do they handle those problems? For example, will a doctor on site see you immediately? If you don't like the answers, what are you guys going to do? Going to run away. It's called running away. We'll be right back.
Coming up, are microwaves affecting your health? Their safety has been debated for years. Now, new dangers are popping up.
People are so darn scared.
Before you toss it in the microwave, Dr. Oz sets the record straight. Next. Dr. Oz's newsletter delivers information right to your fingertips. Get Oz's daily tip, recipe, and a sneak peek at the day's show in your inbox every morning. Sign up at DrOz.com. All new Dr. Oz. Long Island medium Teresa Caputo.
This is to help people.
Turning skeptics into believers.
Your father talks about his ring.
I have it on right now.
How a message from the dead can help reclaim your health.
That's the thing that I always had worried about, is my donor okay?
That has changed your life, and you're the reason why I do what I do.
That's Monday on Dr. Oz.
We're putting microwaves in the spotlight today. For years, people were concerned about their safety. Should you worry or not? Before you pop tonight's dinner in the microwave, take a look at this. At home and at work, microwaves have become part of our daily lives. And zapping our food is, well, normal. In fact, 90% of American families have one in their kitchen. But the appliance originally marketed as a way to make a cook's life easier.
Keep your eye on the chocolate cupcake. It rises faster than you can eat it.
Also brought fear that the radiation emitting from it was hazardous to our health. The concerns about the dangers of radiation have been proven false. But a new industry report says microwave sales have been on the decline for nearly a decade. Are Americans still afraid of their microwaves? Worried they're unsafe and robbing our foods of vital nutrients? Today, the truth about microwaves revealed. Leading cancer researcher Dr. Kate Wolin has been studying the effects of microwaves on our health and the food we eat. Explain why people are so darn scared of microwaves.
I think people are concerned that the microwaves are going to radiate their food or radiate them. And you know, it's not true. I think there's some old data that still lingers around from when microwaves first came out. And a lot of that's been debunked, and people need to learn the truth about what microwaves do and don't do.
So before we go any further, if I can, I want to explain for everybody exactly how microwaves work. If you understand it, it'll make more sense to you. So a microwave device generates a very short radio wave. It's a form of radiation. And those waves cause inside the food these little water molecules that all food has to vibrate. The faster they vibrate, the more they'll increase temperature. And that increase in temperature from vibration leads to heating or warming of the food. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know that the overall concept of whether we can be damaged directly from the microwave is an issue that's been debunked, and you've set our minds at rest. Let's talk about the foods that we actually put in the microwave. You've got a big message about the mistakes we're making there.
Yeah, it's not the microwave itself, it's what we're putting in it. And what we want to focus on is our plastics. There's chemicals in plastics that can leach into our food. And so we want to pay attention to that and think about what we're putting in the microwave, not the microwave itself.
So if I can, I want to walk everyone through some of the hazardous materials Dr. Wolin is talking about, the ones she's concerned about putting in the microwave. The first is plastics. We've talked about plastics. Are they really a concern? And if they are, why now?
What we're concerned about here is that we don't know, is what we don't know. So we do a great job of educating people about what causes cancer, and we've given people a great list of things that they can do to prevent cancer. And this is one of those situations where we don't have good data one way or the other. And when I'm in that situation as a cancer researcher, I take the better safe than sorry approach. There are some chemicals in plastics that may leach into our food, and I'd rather avoid them if I can.
How about, for example, those plastic steamers that I see in supermarkets now? It's designed to make life easier. It's, they're pre-cut foods usually. They're easy to use. Are they a problem?
Again, they're plastic, and we don't have good research on what's happening when we put those steamer bags in the microwave. They say microwave safe, but that's really kind of a nebulous term. We don't know if that just means, it's not going to explode when you put it in the microwave, which is great. I don't want things exploding in my microwave. But they're plastic, so there may be chemicals that are leaching into your foods from those bags. And again, they're easy, but it's also really easy to avoid using them.
And what if the plastic says it's BPA free?
That BPA is one chemical, but there's lots of other ones, and we don't know what other chemicals might be in there that may be leaching into our food.
So if you can't put them in plastic,
Yep.
Are there things you absolutely are positively sure will be safe if we use them?
Sure. So what I do is I get a ceramic or a glass container. We know those are safe, and I put a paper towel over it to keep it from messing up my microwave, like to keep it clean, and that's really easy. Glass and ceramic are easy and safe to put in your microwave.
So another buzzing concern I want to address is that foods can lose their cancer-fighting properties when they're microwaved. You believe that's true?
Well, we know that the nutrient composition of foods changes when we cook them, things like vegetables, for example. And what we're learning is that microwaves may change the nutrient composition differently from other cooking methods. So there's some data out that suggests microwaving broccoli may cause it to lose some of its vitamin C by as much as 90%.
90%?
Yeah.
So most of it disappears, in theory.
Well, yes, but there's still lots of other healthy things in broccoli. So we don't want to give people the sense that broccoli isn't healthy when you microwave it. It's still a wonderful food, and I'd much rather you choose broccoli over anything in the vending machine. But yes, it does change the nutrient composition when you cook it in the microwave.
So what's the solution? If you're really rushed, what should you do?
Well, I think, if you can and you like to eat broccoli raw, that's great. But not everyone does. Sometimes we want some cooked broccoli. So then you can steam it, maybe stir fry it. And then if you don't have the option to do those things, microwaving or boiling works. So I'm a working person. Just last week, I put broccoli in the microwave in a glass container at work because that was my only option. I had some great broccoli I wanted to eat, still a very healthy food. And that was the only option I had. But when I can avoid it and go with other methods, I absolutely do.
Thanks for your very direct advice. I'll give you my bottom line if I can. I still want you to eat those foods also. I agree, broccoli has lots of benefits besides the vitamin C or other things that are depleted. But I want you to take them out of the plastic, and I want you to microwave them in minimal amounts of fluid, the least possible. That way you won't have water leaching out all the wonderful nutrients that you want to get. You can get more of Dr. Williams' microwave safety tips on DrOz.com. We'll be right back.
Coming up, it's convenient, quick, and addictive.
I eat fast food 3 times a day, every day of the week.
Her over-the-top obsession is wrecking her health.
I have high blood pressure and I'm only 28 years old.
Dr. Oz serves a wake-up call everyone could use. Next.
We are bringing healthy back this season and want you to bring it too. Grab your prescription pad for fun and sign up for free tickets today. You can go to DrOz.com/tickets and sign up.
All new Dr. Oz, Long Island medium Teresa Caputo.
This is to help people.
Turning skeptics into believers.
Your father talks about his ring.
I have it on right now.
How a message from the dead can help reclaim your health.
That's the thing that I always had worried about, is my donor okay?
That has changed your life, and you're the reason why I do what I do.
That's Monday on Dr. Oz.
It's convenient, it's fast, and scientists say it's biologically addictive. Now, I'm talking about fast food. Brittany, like so many people out there, is always looking for her next fast food fix. Take a look.
My name is Brittany and I am a fast food addict. I eat fast food 3 times a day, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, every day of the week, 7 days a week. I start the day with ham and cheese sandwich for breakfast. I love my caramel venti macchiato with soy. Oh, yum, yum, thanks. And for lunch, I love onion rings. I don't get the small one, I get the super sized one. They're so juicy and then sweet at the same time. It's so good. I love my double burgers with cheese too. I wash it down with raspberry soda because it burns so good. I love it so much. And then for dinner, I have to have my fish sandwich every day because I don't know, it's something about that crunchy and crispy. It just tastes so good. And then I love to get a nice soda along with it. I know I'm addicted to fast food because I hide it from my friends and my family. I'll hide bags in my car because I'll eat it when I'm coming home from work. I'm originally from Louisiana. I've just moved to Oregon. I feel so embarrassed about my eating habits just because everybody here is so healthy and green. I have high blood pressure and I'm only 28 years old. My grandfather had a heart attack. My mom's on like 4 different blood pressure medicines. My father, he has high blood pressure. I know that fast food isn't healthy for me, but I don't know how to stop. I need help fast.
Brittany's joining us. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me on your show.
We asked you to keep a food diary.
Yes, sir.
And it showed that you're getting most of your calories early in the day. A lot of it at breakfast even. Yes. You wake up with cravings?
OMG, yes. First thing I have to do is go and get me something to eat. Like, seriously.
First thing. Mm-hmm. So we took that diary, we put it into the truth tube. Okay. So can I share those numbers with you?
Yes, please.
So the average person is supposed to get about 2,000 calories a day, maybe a little bit less. In your food diary, you're getting over 2,500 calories a day. I sort of expected that just from your story, but more concerning to me was the amount of fat that you're eating. And you're supposed to get roughly 60 grams of fat a day.
Yes.
And the amount of fat in the diet that you're having right now is about 111 grams, almost twice as much.
Oh my goodness.
You seem to be drawn to higher fat foods.
Yeah, I think so.
Is that from that Louisiana upbringing?
Well, you know how we are in the South. I love me some food. It's something about the sweet, crunchy, and then the fat and the salt together. I just love it. It's just very addictive.
Addictive is the right word, and I want you to start thinking about it that way.
Okay.
I mean, look, the good news here is, we figured these things out, we can get ahead of them. This is true for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you mentioned that you had high blood pressure.
Yes, I do.
Which a lot of folks have, and one of the first things you want to do with that high blood pressure is start to get ahead of it. So we wanted to know what the rest of your numbers were.
Okay.
And I was going to put those numbers in the truth tube, but I didn't actually get any other numbers on you, did I? You want to tell everybody what happened?
Oh. Do I have to?
Well, one of us is going to, we're in the truth tube, one of us is going to tell the story.
This true circle? No judge?
No judge.
Okay.
I really don't want to judge you, I promise you. Well, I do want to help you though.
Okay, so on my way over here, I was flying this airline. I'm not going to say their names, but they have the best cookies ever. And they were like, do you want pretzels, cookies, or whatever? What do you want? And I was like, I want the cookies. Yeah.
So you ate the cookies.
I did.
The problem was we had asked that you not eat the cookies because I can't do the blood tests on you.
Right.
You like to eat when you travel. I can gather that. You saw whether you're in the air or on ground, you're getting that. So just hearing the story that you couldn't hold yourself back from the cookie when you're on your way to get a blood test, that's important.
It's very important.
It reinforces to me that you're addicted to the food. And these are just numbers that I could have picked, frankly, from a lot of people in the audience right now. Long term, those are interesting things to know about, but I'm actually interested in you right now. This very minute, as we stand on this stage, I want to know what these things are doing to you. So there's a test actually that if I could get everybody who's watching right now in my studio, I would use on you. But if you don't mind going first, I'm going to show everybody what's going on.
Okay, come on.
So this is an ultrasound machine, and it gives me a very clear idea of what's going on inside the arteries of your body.
Yes.
So if you don't mind, lie back, and Jim's going to help us with this. And just to be clear for everybody, the big issue is that arteries are supposed to relax during your day. You're supposed to be able to open up to let life in, and literally your blood's supposed to go in. So we did an ultrasound in the very beginning of the day, before you started eating, and your arteries, which are supposed to open up between 7 and 11%, supposed to dilate up, yours dilated 8%. That is normal. You have a completely normal artery.
Oh.
Then you had lunch.
It was good too.
Was it good?
It was really good.
Well, we were watching you. We ordered what you normally like to have there, some fries, a soft drink, and that was...
And the fish sandwich.
And a fish sandwich. Which
Don't forget.
No, but I do remember it was fried also.
Yeah, but it was fried so good.
Yeah, it was fried good.
It was crunchy goodness.
Anybody out there who likes fatty foods, I want you to pay attention to what's about to happen here, because we actually checked the artery after you had the food. And Jim, you're getting some images there, if you can put those up. These are images of the blood coursing through your arteries. An artery that, in your case, normally opened up about 8% after the fatty meal, opened up less than half that much. 3%. That, I cannot tell you how important that is. That means right now, at this very instant, your arteries, instead of relaxing and letting blood through them, are squeezed in like this. And because of that, it's the first steps of hardening of the arteries, which leads to heart attacks and strokes and things that way down the road you'll have to face.
Right.
Yeah, but it's happening this very moment.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm not saying to scare you, because the beauty of this thing is none of that has to happen.
Yes, sir.
You can sit up now. That's right. Thank you, Jen. I would like to ask you, come on, swing over this way,
Thank you.
to have this conversation with you.
Yes, sir.
Because the good thing is that we are way ahead of this, and that's true for just about everybody. The bad news is most people don't realize it's happening in them. Yeah. So are you willing to work with me to conquer this issue of fast food?
Yes, like I want to change now. That's why I did all of this.
Right. And you feel comfortable knowing that you were ahead of the game? You feel confident you can make this happen?
Yeah, we had trust circle. I trust you.
All right, so here's what I've done. I brought in someone that I really trust in this area. It's someone who's superbly good at it because they've been there themselves. And it's for you and for everybody out there. If you're craving comfortable food and convenience of fast food all the time, this is something you want to pay attention to. The best part about all this is you're still going to be able to go through a drive-through, which makes you and a lot of people happy. It'll just be a very different experience for your arteries. We'll be right back with our Dr. Oz approved fast food plan. Stay here.
Do you indulge in fast food? Don't worry, you can tell Dr. Oz.
Unfortunately, I do, though I'm trying to cut it out. I notice that I feel incredibly sluggish after I eat. Oz approved from now on. Promise.
Share yours on Twitter with #OzStory. Coming up, her drive-through fixation
I know I'm addicted to fast food because I hide it from my friends and my family.
has fried her health. Dr. Oz has a fast food fake-out
It's about making smart swaps.
to help conquer anyone's cravings. Stay tuned. All new Dr. Oz, Long Island medium Teresa Caputo,
This is to help people.
turning skeptics into believers.
Your father talks about his ring.
I have it on right now.
How a message from the dead can help reclaim your health.
That's the thing that I always had worried about, is my donor okay?
That has changed your life, and you're the reason why I do what I do.
That's Monday on Dr. Oz.
We're back with Brittany, who, like so many people out there, is always looking for her next fast food fix. I didn't want a doctor for this program. I actually wanted a real woman who's been there. She knows about cravings and considers herself food obsessed, like so many of you watching. This is Lisa Lillian, best-selling author of the Hungry Girl book series. She is a fast food fake-out plan any fast food lover can get behind because it doesn't take away any of your favorite foods, which I'm sure makes Brittany very happy. This is a plan, if I understand correctly. It's not about changing out your cheeseburgers for a salad, which Brittany and many others just aren't going to do. Give me the foundation.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Hungry Girl way is to find ways to eat the foods you're craving. And the Hungry Girl diet, this 4-week plan, will allow you to eat large portions of things like pizza and burgers and things that you typically think are off limits. It's about making smart swaps.
So let's get into the fast food issue. So Brittany, when you and others go home, there are some things that Lisa says you just can't do. So the first is to avoid the fast food phonies, the head fakes that are out there. What is that, a fast food phony?
Well, a fast food phony is a food that sounds like it would be healthy and a smart choice, but isn't. And a lot of times they use words like fresh or premium, buzzwords that make you say, hey, that's going to be a good choice. But when you see the stats, they're shockingly bad for you. So you want to avoid those.
Come back, I want to show you something, Brittany. This is a table that shows a few of these fast food phonies. So Lisa, veggie burgers. Is that, by the way, Brittany, you have veggie burgers, right? Once in a while?
I had them before.
And they're so good for you. Is that a simple switch you could make?
I think so. You're right.
Explain why maybe she shouldn't make that switch.
Well, actually, Brittany, we actually recreated the veggie burger from your favorite fast food restaurant. And this burger, believe it or not.
Look at this, folks. Unbelievable.
It has
640 calories, 35 grams of fat.
640 calories, 35 grams of fat, because you know what? Veggie burgers, it's easy to trick people with them. A lot of times, first of all, they want to add other ingredients for flavor. They think maybe the veggie patty doesn't have enough flavor, so they add a lot of cheese or special sauces, and then the bun has a lot of calories. And then it's unknown what's in that patty.
Yeah.
So it's basically the equivalent of having, is it a double burger?
Yeah, it's as many calories as a double cheeseburger with a small fry. So small fries, double cheeseburger. That is the same amount of calories.
Oh, wow.
So what should Brittany do instead?
Well, instead, if you're at a fast food place, you want to stick with things that you know the ingredients. So I would say instead go for a grilled chicken sandwich and maybe ditch half the bun, eat half the bun, and then don't have the mayo. Put a little mustard on it, lettuce, tomato, onion, things like that.
I'm not even going to take your time with the smoothie, but look at this. This is basically dessert, folks. You know, I don't want you thinking about this. When you have 540 calories in a smoothie, it's dessert.
Yeah, that's as many calories as the hot fudge sundae.
Yeah. Just have the dessert.
So, yeah.
Don't fool yourself.
A lot of places do have a low-fat ice cream option. You get a small and you're good to go.
Option number 2 is to build a fast food cheat sheet. I have built this with Lisa's guidance. This is going to be up on DrOz.com. I want to be clear about this. This is a cheat sheet that takes you some of the biggest things you can do when you're ordering fast food because you got to be fast. So you mentioned the burger. What's this?
Well, when you're at a burger place in fast food, you want to customize. Don't be afraid, okay? You have to be a little bit of a control freak. But you can have the burger, just get it on a lettuce bun. Ditching the bun will save you 200 calories. Then go for ketchup and mustard instead of the special sauce, which will also save you about another 100 calories. And not having cheese will also save you another 100 calories.
So Brittany loves Mexican food too. You have a category for that on the cheat sheet. What should she do there?
Yeah, my favorite thing to do there is do protein-boosted double stuffed tacos. So you order 2 chicken tacos or shrimp tacos, but you take the filling out of both of them and put it into one shell. So you save a bunch of calories there, and then go easy on the cheese, and do not have the guacamole or sour cream. Stick with salsa and pico de gallo.
You're right, okay.
So I want you and everybody else to print this out. You know that glove compartment you stuff everything in there pretty much that you have in life that you can eat?
I know.
Yeah, I want you to put this in there instead. It'll help you make some of those big decisions.
You're right.
Third thing, do not eat on the go. Talking about, in your case, planes as well, but cars in particular. I actually think you have to slow down the way you're putting food in your body. There's no other way around saying it. That means there's no eating in the car. That means when you do have to get food because you're in a hurry, put it in the trunk or the back seat so you don't have to eat at that very moment. Simplest things. And then when you get to where you're going, sit there and actually eat the food. Did I get it right, Lisa?
That's exactly right.
All right, number 4, I want you to match your cravings. This is a very important step. Lisa.
Well, I want you to promise me one thing, Brittany. That you will make at least one meal at home instead of going to the drive-thru every day for 3 meals. Do you promise?
I promise.
Are you sure?
I think you promise.
Okay,
Pinky
promise. Good. So I have actually recreated one of your favorite things. I know you love fried fish.
It looks really good.
And this is HGified fish and chips. Wow. So it's my version of fried fish that is way lower in fat and calories, but it hits a lot of those marks.
Give us a taste.
Thank you.
And as you eat that, I want you to think about how you're going to describe it. I put a little word cloud behind you. Go ahead and eat that first because I want you to experience this. And what we want to do is allow you to use the words that you're craving to be able to describe this. If you can make food like that, then you'll actually be able to replace the craving for fast food with food you're making on your own.
It's really good.
So look back there. We got juicy and crispy and fizzle food, salt and sweet, cheesy. What would you say about this? Crispy. Crispy. Anything else back there?
Grab a fry.
Let's see what she says. This is important. This little exercise. Salty and sweet. Now you can get this at a fast food restaurant. You can get it at home. And that's the beauty of this. Now I know money's a big issue. How would this compare in terms of price?
Well, this meal is under $5. So, and this is, yeah, it's going to be less than you're spending at fast food. And this fish is baked with some high fiber cereal instead of being fried. And these fries are made out of carrots. And so you get the sweet and salty thing. And those are baked as well.
I want to give you one more tool, the most valuable of all.
Okay.
Lisa. Lisa Lillian's going to be your coach. Yeah, you're laughing now. You may not be happy in a little while.
I'm going to be your coach.
Thank you so much.
I'm honored to be your coach.
I'm so excited.
We are going to do this,
Thank
right?
you. Yes.
And we'll follow you every step of the way.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you so much. Look at me. The reason I was passionate about meeting you, and it's emotional for me too, is because this is not about tomorrow. It's about today. The changes that we're seeing are going to affect how you feel right now. You had that lunch, and when we went back to see you, you were passed out.
I was so sleepy.
Right. I'm talking about changing your life so you feel better today. As a side benefit, you're going to feel better tomorrow as well. You live longer too, but that's not what this is about. All right, I love you. We'll be with you all the time.
Thank you.
You can get all of these Hungry Girl recipes and a copy of our fast food cheat sheet on DrOz.com. I'll be right back.
A quick meal can also be healthy. Tell us what you're eating that's Dr. Oz approved.
Look at this spread, Dr. Oz. I was incredibly hungry, so I made some goodies, including hummus and quinoa. Delish.
Share your healthy favorites on Dr. Oz's Facebook page. Coming up, if you've ever said, "My feet are killing me," it's time to fix those foot problems. Simple secrets to heal the pain. At-home remedies to get you back on your feet. That's coming up next. All new Dr. Oz. Long Island medium Teresa Caputo.
This is to help people.
Turning skeptics into believers.
Your father talks about his ring.
I have it on right now.
How a message from the dead can help reclaim your health.
That's the thing that I always had worried about, is my donor okay?
That has changed your life, and you're the reason why I do what I do.
That's Monday on Dr. Oz.
All season long, we are getting past pain so you can live your best, healthiest life without aches and pains holding you back. Today, how many of you have uttered the words, "My feet are killing me"? Show of hands there. Honestly now, every single person, maybe a few who didn't hear me, but everyone feels that way once in a while. Here to reveal the secrets to getting past foot pain is podiatrist to the stars, Dr. Suzanne Levine. Welcome to the show. Hi. Why does everybody at some point have problems with their feet and pain?
The number one culprit is gravity. Aging and genes play a role, but gravity is the number one problem.
All right, so I'm going to put the gravity arrow up here. So it starts there.
Right, it starts there, and we generally end up with sagging in the arch. That produces heel problems and inflammation back at the heel. We end up with bunions. Can you put something there?
I'll put a little bunion here.
A bunion.
I made this myself, by the way.
Right, okay. And also corns, those painful corns that we get at the top of the second toe and some of the other toes. And then also calluses. If we can put a sticker back here.
Sure.
Callus pain.
So we get every part of the body. And the sagging, by the way, you mentioned, so you get the swelling down here, but you also, when you get these calluses, why is that a problem?
Well, it could be so painful. When you walk, the callus material does not, the tissue doesn't move biomechanically the way the rest of the normal cells in your foot respond. So the callus could be so painful, you end up with a biomechanical problem, knee problems, hip problems, back problems, all the weight-bearing areas.
And it seems like the bottom of my foot is more tender than it used to be.
No question about it. You actually lose cushioning as you age under the ball of the foot. It's the only part of the body we lose fat.
And then
under
our
the ball
feet look like this after a while.
Yes.
Okay. Dr. Levine has some important lifestyle advice to get us past these. These are at-home remedies as well, so things we can do right now to make our lives a little easier, especially for our feet. The first foot fix is, and this is a fast one, is to wear 2 pairs of shoes a day.
I tell all my patients to change their shoes. Wear 1 pair of shoes just for 3 hours and then switch it up. Vary the heel height. You can switch them back and forth, and it makes all the difference.
So things like the Achilles tendon, which I know gets shortened in a high heel, if you go back and forth, you can stretch it back out again?
Yes, it's almost like a natural exercise. You don't have to go to the gym. You can just do this by switching your shoes.
You know, let's do it right now. Everyone in the audience, if you don't mind, take your shoes off. Come on, let me see.
Free yourself.
Look at these cool shoes, by the way. You can take those off also. I'll take my
Now, only for you. I would never, ever take my shoes.
Podiatrists are very proprietary about their feet. They'll come off as well. And while you're doing that, let me get started on this next fix, which is fantastic. This is a weekly exfoliating foot facial. You're gonna like this a lot. Dr. Levine's mantra is to treat your feet like you would treat your face.
Treat your feet the way you treat your face. And can you mix it up for us?
I'll be very good at this. So what is this?
Okay, this is olive oil. Something as simple as using olive oil can be a moisturizing agent.
Sugar?
Sugar. Mix the sugar up. Salt.
Sugar and salt.
Yes, and also put a little lemon, right? That serves as an exfoliant. And it gets off all the dead cells. Just mix that all around. And it's so easy to do.
So I brought someone to get help from you. Jennifer's going to join us.
Okay.
I pre-made this for you so we can see if this works.
Okay.
What's wrong with your feet, Jennifer?
Well, you know, I'm a busy mom. I run around all day long with no shoes on, and I get really dry cracks that are very painful.
Oh, that's so common.
Yeah.
And the calluses also?
Yes.
At the back of the foot? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to show you what the foot facial is about.
Okay.
Because this will serve as an exfoliant. And what you're doing is you're putting the greatest amount of pressure from the tips of the toes toward the heel. You always want to make sure that you put the greatest amount of pressure toward and moving the fluids toward the heart. And you're exfoliating, moisturizing at the same time. Okay. And it probably feels good.
It tickles.
Yes.
Tickles?
Yeah, it tickles.
Is it comfortable at all?
It feels great, yes.
Would you do it?
I absolutely, I would do it.
You can do this at home.
Yeah,
you see
I would
the olive
definitely do
oil
it at home.
moisturizes the skin, and it prevents you, when you use olive oil, something as simple as that, you can prevent ingrown toenails from occurring.
Perfect.
Which is really
Yes.
so common. And get rid of all the corns and all that.
How do you get rid of the corns with that?
Well, it's exfoliating. You're removing all the dead cells. You're doing this after a shower, and you're doing it several times. You're moisturizing, putting it in water.
When everything's soft.
Yes.
Enjoy
it
that.
really,
Thank you so
it
much.
really, really
I'm
feels
going to
good.
grab, Dr. Levine, the last thing we're going to do is an exercise program for the feet. I'm glad you all took your shoes off. I'll get Dr. Levine next to me over here.
Oh, I have my other shoe that I have to take off.
So you say that there are important exercises we should all do which will help with foot pain, but also in the future help prevent them.
Most of us don't think about our feet until they hurt.
So what's the
So
exercises?
true. So the number one exercise is, and this is important, using your big toe. You can actually write, and everybody can do this, you have to exaggerate the A, the B, the C. You're actually working all the small muscles, and you're using some of the anti-gravity muscles as well, strengthening your arch. And you can do this while you're working at a desk, sitting at a desk, or when you're standing, doing it several times a day. It's so easy to do.
It's a good thigh workout. You missed the eye. A good thigh workout as well.
And you have great feet.
I don't know. They're still attached. It helps for surgery. Thank you very, very much.
Okay, thank you.
You can find lots more tips and tricks to get you past your foot pain. And Dr. Levine's new book is called My Feet Are Killing Me. It's on DrOz.com. Be right back. We are bringing healthy back this season and want you to bring it too. Grab your prescription pad for fun and sign up for free tickets today. You can go to DrOz.com/tickets and sign up.
All new Dr. Oz, Long Island medium Teresa Caputo.
This is to help people.
Turning skeptics into believers.
Your father talks about his ring.
I have it on right now.
How a message from the dead can help reclaim your health.
That's the thing that I always had worried about, is my donor okay?
That has changed your life, and you're the reason why I do what I do.
That's Monday on Dr. Oz. All new Dr. Oz. Long Island medium Teresa Caputo.
This is to help people.
Turning skeptics into believers.
Your father talks about his ring.
I have it on right now.
How a message from the dead can help reclaim your health.
That's the thing that I always had worried about, is my donor okay?
That has changed your life, and you're the reason why I do what I do.
That's Monday on Dr. Oz.
Time for In Case You Missed It. First, buyer beware for walk-in plastic surgery, a trendy new medi-spas. At any medi-spa you go to, a lab coat doesn't mean that you got a doctor taking care of you. And always ask the following questions before signing on that dotted line. First off, what is the technician or doctor's training? How many procedures have they done? What are the complications of the procedure and how would they be handled? And will a doctor see you on site immediately if there's a problem? And if you're a fast food addict like Brittany, remember, even just one meal high in saturated fats has an immediate effect on your health. We showed that on her arteries. Hungry girl Lisa Lillian joined us, and she created a fast food cheat sheet, which looks like this, perfectly done, that you can download from my website. It's full of pre-approved healthy options that can allow you to make easy and smart ordering decisions when you find yourself at a fast food restaurant. Because making the fast decisions where you have mistakes, so print it out, keep it in your glove compartment or in your purse, so it's an ally to you when you have to make those choices. And we're all going to start exercising our feet. I'm going to ask the whole audience and everyone at home to get involved. Remember, your feet have 26 bones, 56 ligaments, 38 muscles. Why are we ignoring them? So, I'll give you a little tip. You can stretch them out and prevent tightness and soreness. You don't have to take your shoes off. You can leave them on if you want. But soreness, spasms, swelling, all you have to do is kick off your feet up into the air and then make the letters of the alphabet. A, B, C, let me see that, D, very well done, and so on and so forth. It'll exercise those foot muscles and limber them up. Now I'm going to talk about microwaves. We talk about them a lot because people don't know if they're safe or if they're, if they're a problem. So it's up to you to know what you can put in it. Just because something says that it is microwave safe doesn't mean that it won't be harmful to your health. So think twice before putting plastics in your microwave. Some of these plastic ingredients have hormone disrupting qualities. Instead, do what I do. I want you to use glass and ceramic. These are very safe products. Even if you're having a quick meal, just dump it in there. Lots of things can be made safely with microwaves. It doesn't hurt the food as much as we would have thought, but make sure you cook them in the right things. Let me close with a warning. Please be careful about what you buy online, especially weight loss pills. There are some dubious people online who prey on folks like you who are trying to do the right thing for your health. Sometimes they even make it seem like I'm endorsing their products. I don't. To see a full list of our trusted sponsorship partners, please go to DrOz.com, and I'll see you next time.